Need a breath.
A little bit.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ride the Nine Tour. I want Simona's Ride the Nine Tour. Tonight we have three more special guests. This is stemming from the 2022 WPA World Pool Artistic Championship. Did I get that right? Because that's definitely, yeah. All right, good for me. Um, uh, and last time we had Abram Diaz, Brian Pauly, and help me out here, fellas. Who did we have on last time?
Tim Chin.
Tim Chin, right? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. That's who we had on last time. So this is just a continuation of that. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ron. Hi, Ron. This is a little bit of a continuation of that. We want to get a couple of more people in. And this time, because a lot of people were like, well, I could do that. I could do that. So Jason Lynch is going to, after we're done talking, is going to execute a trick shot. And I'm going to ask him to please get the most difficult trick shot. And then I'm going to ask anybody who thinks that they could do it to send it to me, video running, no cuts in the video, and I will send you a clear bridge or something of a retail value of $30 or over if you can make it in your first 10 attempts. Okay?
Nice.
All right? So that's what we'll do. We'll do a giveaway, but
All
there
right,
has to
I'll
be no
change the
cuts.
shot I was going to shoot then if you want a tough one.
Well, you could still do two. You can do the easy one, but they have to do the hard one. All
Okay.
right. So Ron Peacock says, hello all. Allison Fisher. Hi, Allison. How are you? It's nice to see you. Um, all right. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about trick shots. So the first thing we're going to do is, we're going to introduce ourselves, starting with Jamie, then Jimmy, then Jason, the three J's for tonight. So feel free to introduce yourself and send a shout out to your sponsors if you'd like.
Okay, Jamie Moody. I go by the Bayou Bullet. I'm originally from Louisiana, New Iberia, Louisiana. I've been in Houston for about 25 years now. And I do trick shots. I shoot regular pool, one pockets being my favorite game. And shout out to Balance Billiards, my main sponsor.
Okay. And Jimmy.
I'm Jimmy, the General Glanville. I've been out of Chicopee, Massachusetts. No sponsors. I just love doing what I do and going to keep on doing it.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. And Jason.
Jason Lynch. I'm also known as the Michigan Kid. I've been doing trick shots since 2004. Also play the other cue sports. I actually just recently played in the Predator 10 ball in Michigan. Sponsored by Digital Pool. Railbirds has been great for me. My local APA, the Saginaw Bay APA, and the Great Lakes Napa, they all kind of come together and give me what I need for tournaments. Paramount Billiards out of Wixom in Michigan. And trying to, I don't want to forget anybody. Doug Kelly has helped me out also, and Jeremy Whitty Custom Cues makes some of my jump cues.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for introducing yourself. We had talked last time a little bit about, about trick shots and how it compares to the game of 9 ball, the game of 10 ball. And a lot of people seem to think that a trick shot is basically you just line up the balls, you hold them together. As long as you shoot straight, the balls just go in the pockets. And I love the word, is it fouettes? Is that how it's pronounced? I just want to be sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So the fouette, the grip on that being so extremely loose, it's like holding like a baby's hand. You know, you could take the cue right out of there. I don't think a lot of people understand all the different type of strokes, the aimings, the mathematics that go into a trick shot. Not only that, but the fact that there are no safes in artistic pool, right? You get 3 attempts. Some of them are worth 10 points, 10, 9, 8, I think, and then it's 6, 5, 4, if my memory serves me correctly. So I wanted to kind of, whoever wants to answer, I could start with Jason. Jason, tell me a little bit about, well, first of all, what's your favorite shot?
My favorite shot actually will be the stroke shot that I do hit today.
And what part of that
it,
is it? Is it like is it called trick and fancy, or?
this is actually part of the stroke category. It's a 9-point stroke shot.
Okay.
We shoot it in our current tournament. And basically you have a row of balls, 4 balls and a cue ball behind it. They're all in line with each other, and you stroke the back, stroke the cue ball, and it actually leaves that row of balls and spins and banks 3 rails and makes a combination in the corner pocket.
Okay, and you said that's a 9-point shot. That's the
9
highest
point
that
shot.
it would go. A 9, so it would go 9, 8, 7.
Right. If whatever a shot's difficulty is, that's our point value, and it goes down 1 point each attempt. And we have 3 attempts, so 9, 8, 7 on that shot.
Okay, so I want to make sure that the audience does understand exactly, what we're talking about, because they're like, well, why are there different point values assigned to this? And it's assigned based on the difficulty. All right. And Jamie, what's your favorite shot?
My favorite shot is the window shot. Been shooting it for years in competition. It's basically 3 balls near the side pocket, with to the right or left, however you shoot it. You have a row of balls with a 2-ball gap and a ball in the corner. You stroke through you split 2 balls, 3 of them go in. The cue ball will bend around through a 2-ball gap and then curve and make the last ball in the corner. I've always liked that shot. I shoot that shot for friends at the pool leagues, and everyone requests that shot. So I'd say that's probably my favorite shot.
Okay. Wow. I just got dizzy. So that sounds pretty interesting. Jimmy, do you have a favorite shot by chance? And what part of the what would they be called? Discipline?
Disciplines.
What part of the discipline would it be under?
I actually don't have a favorite. I just like doing any of them, the challenge of each one of them. And you work hard at it until you figure it out. I mean, it's not that easy. There's a lot of work involved, but they're all my favorites, really. I love seeing new stuff from other guys all the time and try to replicate it. But
All right. I might challenge one of you guys to a trick shot at some point. I actually made my own little trick shot, but not many people know that.
We'd love to see it.
Yep.
Yeah. So when did and whoever wants to go first can start. When did you start? When was the first time you actually picked up a pool cue and really decided, well, the first time you picked up a pool cue, and then the first time you picked up a pool cue and realized that you wanted billiards to be what you knew it was your passion?
Well, for me, go ahead, Jason.
You want to take, Jimmy?
Go ahead.
I started playing pool at 6 years old. My dad had a valley pool table in the basement that we played around with, and by the time I was 15, I wanted to be a pro pool player. But life kind of got in the way, and it wasn't until 2004 I actually did a world record attempt, which was kind of crazy at the time. I shot pool for 24 hours straight to raise funds for the Cancer Society, and ended up sinking 11,000 balls, and we raised some money for the Cancer Society. And it's kind of funny because I never thought I would play professional pool. And then this came up. Tom Rossman actually contacted me after I was on his website and explained the fundraiser we did, and he invited me to my first tournament, and that was the Northeastern Open in 2004, and I've been doing it ever since. I kind of got hooked, and now it's coming full circle for me because I'm actually going towards the pool side from the trick shots now. And so it's cool that when actually you do the things you're supposed to with gifts and talents, that the Lord will give you the desires of your heart if you're doing the right things.
I agree with you on that. You know, doing the right, about doing the right thing. This is you really, there's not a lot of money to be made in this, so if you do it, you're really doing it for the love and passion of the game. Jimmy, do you want to go next?
Sure. I started about 11 years old, coming home from school one day, passing by this old bar, Mountain Lake. And I happened to open the door and I saw that pool table and my eyes opened up. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the sport. I kept playing and trying to be better. And eventually it was the APA. And then I ended up meeting Bruce Bartlett, and he thought I should try out trick shots. And I haven't looked back since. I fell in love with that even more than the regular game of pool.
Wow.
So
Wow. So you're close to me because I'm over here in Rhode Island, and Connecticut's right up the way where we had our women in pool tournament. So yeah, it seems that Bruce Bartlett, I think he's been in contact with two of the trick shot artists that artistic pool players that we have here. His name has been brought up twice. So shout out to you, Bruce, for connecting some of these dots here. Jamie, your shot. I mean, when you first started with the pool, how old were you?
So I was at a really young age. My family, everyone in my family played. My mom, my grandfather, my aunt, my uncles. My grandfather built a freestanding building. We had a 9-foot Brunswick pocket table in the front. We had a 3-cushion table in the back. So I've always been around the game. I thought I was good until I moved to Houston, and I had a new job, and I had somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, do you know how to shoot pool?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, won't you come, play in this pool league? You can make some new friends." So I did that, and I found out that I wasn't very good. So I started reading Robert Burns's books, and started getting my fine tuning my game. And you know, I got pretty good at it at the regular game. And then in 2007, I played in Tom Rosman's trick shot event that he holds. He held back in the VNEA in 2007, and I ended up taking first place. And then that's how I fell into the trick shot side of it. And then I played in Cup 1 in Kentucky, ended up taking third place against the best in the world. And after that, I was kind of hooked on it. And like Jimmy, I never looked back. I love the game.
Okay, well that's great. So um, we'll start with you since you're already talking. Your biggest accomplishment to date, or your most memorable time, because sometimes those can be two separate things, or you could even give me both.
I would say probably Cup 1 when I took third place. Because when I showed up, I had no idea who was going to be in there. Mike Massey was there, Andy Siegel, Jamie Gray. I mean, you name it, pretty much everyone was in this tournament. Um, and my most memorable part of that tournament was after the tournament. I forget the girl's name, but she was talking to Eric Yao about doing a podcast interview. And Eric looks over and says, you need to talk to this guy, Jamie, because nobody even knows this guy. He just came into a pro tournament and gets third place. So the girl comes over and she says, will you do an interview? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And she looks at her schedule and she goes, okay, you're going to be interviewing right after Efren Reyes. And I was like, oh my God, I mean, that was like
The
my
goat.
biggest feather in my cap, just being after Efren Reyes. So I'll never forget that. I mean, that meant a lot to me because I have so much respect for Efren, and what he's
Yes.
done for the game. But that would be it. That's my most proud.
Thank you. Jimmy.
I'd have to say mine was the 2012 World Championships in Oaks, Pennsylvania. I won the Trick and Fancy World Discipline title. And I guess my playoff match against Nick Nicolaitis, I was kind of beating him halfway through the match, and I was on a cloud, and it all unraveled quick.
Wow.
But I'd
Oh
have
my
to
gosh,
say that was my most memorable moment.
definitely amazing.
Yeah,
Really? And what year was that again?
2012.
12. Okay. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right, you're welcome. Wow, you're welcome. Jason, come on.
Mine was a competition that Tom Rossman initiated. It was called In Search of Houdini. Tom had a very good friend. His name was Dave Dean Edwards, and he was very sick with brain cancer. And he was going to take on the moniker Houdini as his trick shot name. And Tom actually had a showmanship tournament, kind of finding the next table trotter of pool. And there was a bunch of people that sent videos in, and 8 of us were selected. I shot against Charles Darling and Florian Kohler in that group, and ended up winning the Houdini competition. And so that was my most memorable. It'd been 4 or 5 years into the sport, and I hadn't had a victory or even come close, for a win. And this was kind of near and dear to my heart because it was a showmanship tournament, and it meant more to me, because trick shots really is more than just hitting a shot. Every time we shoot, we're kind of putting ourselves out there, and we're
Yeah.
putting on a show as we compete, and that's the hard part about it.
I get you there, and congratulations on that. And going back to the what was it, 11,000 balls that
Yeah.
you chef? Yeah, 24 hours is not though. I couldn't even sleep for 24 hours. So before we move on, I just wanted to also send a hello and thank you out to Charles Lakey. A lot of people do know who he is. He's
Yep.
our tour ambassador, and I just wanted to say that I'm really, really happy that I asked you, Charles, to be the tour ambassador, and that you've stuck around this long. You're quite the amazing individual.
Very.
So
Now we
yeah,
love to
he's
see his
just a really
shots
down
online.
to earth. Yeah, he's really down to earth individual. So, um, how do you think that artistic pool compares or doesn't compare, has its similarities or differences to playing just the game of billiards? And if it's okay, I just want to throw my 2 cents in there, as I usually do. Um, I'm not taking anything, first and foremost, I want to say I'm not taking anything away from anybody who plays 9-ball, 10-ball. They're not easy games. None of these games are easy. One pocket. None of these games are easy. But when you are shooting at a 9-ball, and then I've said this in the last interview, and you're aiming here, and here's your contact point, and you get right here. Well, it's still a makeable cut, right? So it's just a different degree and a little bit of a different angle. But when you're trying to hit that trick shot, you get basically this much wiggle room to make your shot.
Yeah.
So, who should we start with? Jason.
And let me take this one out of the gate because I just played in the Predator 10-ball event, and
So you have a
they're
comparison.
completely different disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
I started out as a pool player long before I got into trick shots, and the rhythm is completely different. With trick shots, I'm kind of fast and loose the way I shoot trick shots, and you've got those 3 attempts and at that shot, and so you're how can I put it? I know I've got another swing at it, and so and we have the ability to choose what shots we want. So we've got a little more advantage over the 9-ball players than that. But when you get into the regular pool, my rhythm had to change completely. With trick shots, we don't normally play shape on another ball. So we are focused on that, usually the one swing of the cue, or in the juggling, we're focused on that. But, we're trying to get that one shot, and it's more of a climax at that one point in time. And when you're playing regular pool, you've got to be more kind of even keeled as far as your emotion level. I don't, Jamie or Jimmy, you can chime in here.
Sure. Anybody who feels comfortable.
Yeah, I think that's what I was telling you before we got on, is that, to get ready for a 10-ball tournament, I literally just throw the cues on my shoulder and walk out the door. It takes a lot more practice and to get prepared for one of our trick shot tournaments. And my regular game normally goes down a little when I'm practicing on trick shots. My team knows I play on BCA teams in Houston, and they know I have a tournament coming up. So probably for about a month, I won't be running as many racks as I normally do. It's because, the example that I give people, it's like, if you can imagine, for regular pool players can imagine practicing 9-ball, 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 only playing 9-ball for 6 months. And then all of a sudden getting invited to play in a one pocket tournament without even practicing. And you just show up. Your one pocket game is not going to be as good, and vice versa. If you play in one pocket all the time and you go to play in a 10-ball tournament. So in that sense, the games affect each other. Like Jason was saying, your stroke is different. Your stroke changes from discipline to discipline. So that's what I would have to say, is that, it's they greatly affect each other.
Okay. Jimmy, do you?
And you're never going to want to shoot a ball in a regular game of 9-ball 30 some miles an hour, with such a loose grip for like the fouette or the whip draw shots that we shoot. They're very, very tight.
Is that how fast they are?
Well, a lot of the strokes that we hit are 25 to 30 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way,
I know.
Marty Carey's in the house.
Hello,
Hey,
Marty.
Marty.
30 miles an hour. I remember someone breaking and hitting me. It gave me like a little bindi mark there, and I saw like stars and flags and you name it. I could not even imagine what 30 miles an hour would feel like. That's insane. It's absolutely insane. Jimmy, do you see any just
Yeah, a good example is I just did 9 months of pretty good training for the Nationals and the Worlds, and I just started my Elks League a couple weeks ago, and I came with my trick shot shooting and a lot of misses. You got to get back to your basics behind the ball, and it really screws up my straight pool game or regular 8-ball until I adjust a little.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a difference there.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Someone said that, I don't remember which of the gentlemen, but someone said that we could teach you. I'll give somebody that challenge any day of the week. I just became a PBIA ACS instructor, so I'm trying to get out of the really bad habits that I have. But I'm willing to try this myself. Oh, I see a female. Caitlin.
Give me a plane ticket.
Caitlin was there at the, she was there.
Oh, Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah. Hi, how are you, Caitlin? I remember saying hello to her when she was in there. She was talking about getting married. Oh, Brenda Lee. I don't know who Brenda Lee is, but hi,
That's
Brenda.
my wife.
Who?
That's Brenda right here.
Oh, my gosh.
We left out the
this.
Lee.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
All right. So I just saw what 30 miles an hour could do to, I'm grateful that that did not hit me from, okay. From Jason Lynch, the Michigan kid, Lynch to everyone, hello. Okay. All right. Can you show me that ball again?
Oh, yeah, that's kind of what a hard stroke will do to a cue ball.
Wow.
Now, was that after it hit something, or was that the cue hitting that? The
That's a
cue
break
hitting
stroke.
the object
That's a
ball.
break stroke.
Wow.
That is from a break stroke.
Wow, that's pretty insane. Oh, excuse me, Ron Dooley, just like that. Hi, Kira, how are you? I know who Kira is. Her
I
last
do
name is
too.
Lynch. That gave me a hint, right?
Yep.
No, I just need a list of them. That'd be great. Um, so hi Brenda, hi Kira, hi Caitlin. Oh, it's nice to see females in here. No offense, gentlemen. Um,
I'm
uh,
taking.
um, sorry. Yeah. So, um, when Brian was saying that there are going to be some, because I want to attend, one of the. Oh, I'm blurry. There we go. I want to attend one of the trick shot events. I want to meet everybody. I especially want to meet the females so we could sit down and have, glass of water and chit chat a little bit. Um, Maybe even have a contest against the men. I don't know. But I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in person. I wanted to throw a couple things out there. Uh, Horo, Horo tips are not part of Ride the Nine tour now, um, but I'm going to ask Horo if they could send each of you a tip to see how you like it. That's just going to be a request of mine to the Women in Pool sponsor. Would you guys be okay with that?
Sure,
Yes,
definitely.
Yeah.
Fine,
Do you
yeah,
think that?
I'll try it out.
Okay. So if
Give it
you
a
want to
roll.
send me your address, PM it to me, please. I'll get one out to you, and that goes for uh, the people that were in before that do not have sponsors. I do not do this. I don't step on anybody's toes. I don't try and change anybody's mind. It's not what I do at all. So if you do not have a tip sponsor, um, everybody, these are amazing people. Look them up on YouTube. Go to Railbirds TV, and you can see the artistic pool challenges and championships, and you could see exactly what you're going to be getting because this is really great stuff. And they had like 6,000 views on YouTube in the last championship, at the very end of the championship. So artistic pool is now making a rise as it should. Um, and if you don't scoop these guys up, somebody is going to really soon. Um, so with that being said, I'd like to lead into the portion. Oh, and even though Marty Carey is not one of my sponsors, Marty Carey was one of the tour sponsors. Uh, I had the great difficulty using his cue. You know why? Because it's not meant for someone of my caliber. Okay, it is a great cue. I still have mine. It's red and black. But if you're looking for something that you want to use for artistic pool, that's definitely the way to go. Um, he has a really great cue. Ron Percival, Gloria, right now, Jason has the fastest break speed out of all of us. It's insane. Ron Percival, I didn't know he was a trick. I didn't know that he did trick shots, artistic pool. Or is that just the break at all? The 30-mile-an-hour trick shot stroke is controlled as opposed to the 30-mile-an-hour break stroke. Marty, I don't want to get hit with any of them. I don't want to get hit with a 10-mile-an-hour. Like I said, I've already had that. Gloria, what do you think of the idea of you and I sponsor a trick shot event? I'm going to be sponsoring the next part of the next Worlds one. It wouldn't be a Worlds, but we could certainly do a Masters. Yeah, sure. Let's talk about that. Marty Carey, Max and Tim Gallagher bought my jump cue. Yes, and I think Maxon has a Marty Carey jump cue too. So I just want to give a shout out to the sponsors for Ride the Nine tour to allow me to be here, doing what I love. Simone's Cloth, Aramith Premium Balls, Diamond Billiard Products, Diamond Tables, Dragon Billiard Instruction, In the Zone Sportswear Apparel, White Carbon Shafts, Jacoby Cues, McConaughey's Pickles, Illuminated Cueing Art System, Training System, which is a phenomenal thing. The Hitman uses it over Amsterdam Williams when he teaches. Tony Russell Custom Cues. Actually, can you grab that cue, Kurt? I want to show it off really quickly. Narragansett Brewery and Bulletproof Brake Tips, and now Horo is part of Women in Pool, and they might be transitioning over. So, this is a custom cue by. I just want to show this off in case anybody's looking for a cue sponsor. This is a T50 shaft It's a Terminator 50, and it's custom made. It's keel wood, by Tony Russell. He would tell me right there. He made this for me with this brown leather wrap. I have my own Tony Russell cue also. This is the beauty. He made it with orange. Mine is called Gaia Aurora, and then the break cue is different also. And he just made me a jump cue, so you guys are gonna see me. There are gonna be holes in the across the way. So if anybody needs anything, let me know. I do have, and I bet you like it. Yes, Marty. I do like it. I still have it. I love it. But like I said, it's really difficult. I don't have that little window. Thank you very much, Rob. Thank you. So in the meantime, I can get a couple of other break and choose break tips out to you guys. Those of you who do not have tip sponsors, and my goal is to help you out as best I can, and do as much as I can for artistic pool the same way I do for women's, which is honestly probably my biggest passion here outside of Ride the Nine Tour. So and I'm going to be teaching juniors. So anyway, where can I get it in color? Hey, Max Sense came in. Hi, the friends. So he's saying hi to his friends.
Hey, Max.
Oh.
Max.
Peace, buddy.
Hey, Max.
Love you too, Rob. Love you too. So yeah, so Max Sense would actually be in with that. I'm gonna send them out. People who live over in like France though have to pay for the shipping costs because I'm not paying for the shipping, giving away $20-$30 tips. So anyway, so do you guys have anything here that you'd like to add to this in the way of what the trip was like, the 2022 artistic pool challenge? You know, I saw you all having dinner. It looked like a really fantastic time. One thing I want to do say is that you guys are like complete family. I absolutely admire that so much. But does anybody want to go ahead and talk about anything at all that they're going to be doing, that's something that's coming up in the near future for them, or just about artistic pool in general?
First of all, I'd like to thank the League Room because that is an incredible venue. And Chris Wilson is one of the hardest working people I've ever seen at a tournament. You know, he was taking Mark White back and forth as far as helping him travel back to his hotel after he had got done, you know, tearing a table apart and fixing it for us for the tournament. That man, Chris, never stops. So, and Chris helps me out with some of my tournaments also. But Chris is just a great guy. He's just incredible. So
Well, that's very nice of you to give a shout out to the people over there. You know, it was a really great event. I watched that one, and like I said, I watched the one the year before, and it really it made a world of difference. The first person I ever saw trick shot was Florian Venom, but then I saw Charles soon after, and like I said, Charles was just, you know, sometimes the personalities just kind of work together. So anybody else?
I'd like to give a shout out to Railbirds. Sherry and Kevin, what they do for us, and they're the best in my eyes. They put so much work into, you know, every tournament is better and better and better. And you know, just, you know, huge shout out. I mean, we probably wouldn't be where we are if it was not for them. They are helping us take it to the next level, and we all of us really appreciate those guys.
yeah,
Great,
from the
thank
slow
you very
motion to
much.
Sherry manning the camera for all the close-up views on the shots, and Kevin just, he lets anybody come into that booth, and he interacts well as far as color and technical stuff with anybody that's in that booth talking. It's incredible.
And thank you. And Marty said we used to have nothing, no videos at all, nothing. That is so absolutely sad to have so many years without footage of artistic, or imagine if we didn't have anything from 14 years ago, you know, when with like Florian or something like that. Like these are legendary archive type things. It's so sad that didn't have anything. Marty, you just made me sad. And Caitlin says, if you know of anybody who wants to sponsor a girl, Caitlin, I don't think that we should like cut it off with the whole girl thing. I think that everybody's worthy of a sponsor, female or not. Don't get me going. Jimmy, any shout outs to anybody? I know Brenda's been a big part. Just saying.
Everybody did a great job. My wife took a ton of pictures and sent them to everybody that wanted them.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I wish we could have had dinner with you guys, but we had to get to bed early for a 12-hour drive at 4 a.m. But next time.
For sure.
Okay. Marty, you have snapshots and that's it. You know, we can probably do something with those snapshots and make it some type of video. You know, just take it and make some type of video so you have something instead of just like looking at it, even if it's a Polaroid. Just throwing that out there as an idea. All right. So, well, it's good to see everybody. Again, if I can get my hands on a couple of tips, I'm going to be sending them out. All I ask is, you know, just postage if I have to send it. And then if, you know, it in the United States, it's nothing. It's like $4 or something like that, because I have to, they run it through the machine. They kept sending them back to me empty. They run them through the machine, the U.S. Postal Service, and then they find it, they bump it, it rips out of the envelope, and then I have to send another one out. So I have to send them packed a certain way now. It takes forever. So yeah, PM me your addresses, and I'll see if I can get, if I can't get one to you, then I'll get a different one to you. If Horo doesn't want to send it, I'll be able to send Bulletproof, which is my current sponsor right now. Bulletproof brake tips. So yeah, just send me address.
Thank you.
Hi, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys can get something through this. And if anybody's interested in, I know that you have digital pool, so you're with Onboard Sportswear as my guess, right?
I don't have
Jason?
onboard sportswear, no.
You don't.
No, I
So,
don't.
you know, I will, I don't know if Jamal is taking people as of this particular time. I know he took Maxence on. I'm sales and marketing for In the Zone. So I can send your information that way. If you want to, I can give you the information, the link, and you can contact In the Zone Sportswear yourself.
Sure.
Does that sound good? Yeah?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, everybody. Hoping that I could, Marty said collage. Yes, definitely. Hey, Kyle, how's Mr. Pickles? Best pickles in the U.S. right there, McConaughey's Pickles. Gotta send a shout out to our sponsor, McConaughey's Kyle Boutte. Oh, you're welcome, Marty. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you so much for, you know, getting this all together. I think that we're gonna start to build lightly. I think that before we go, though, someone had promised to do a trick shot for us.
All right. Let me switch my other camera.
Okay.
Let's see it.
I'm gonna switch over my other camera here.
Couldn't let him go.
Make us proud.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. All right, let me get to my other camera here. There we go. All right, guys. You see me
Rob,
okay over there?
I'll see you soon, Rob. Don't worry. Money and sponsors. It's that simple. Yeah, money's difficult to get. I'll tell you that. Money's very difficult to get. Now, everybody, we have to work for what we do for the most part. But if we can get enough.
All right, so guys,
okay. Oh,
I've got a classic shot for you. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, raise this camera up a little bit. This is a classic shot. This is the old pinball shot. This came out of our artistic pool program. I've got a little bit of a variation. So 2 balls by the side pocket. I'm gonna hit the cue ball to the 1. The 1 ball going to the side. We're gonna send the cue to this pocket. The cue ball is gonna go 1, 2 rails. Hit the stick, make the 3 and the 4. Hit the rack, make the 5, and then start the chain reaction on the 6, 7, 8, and 9, and put it in the corner pocket.
And if no one sees themselves, it's because we highlighted Jason right now. Okay, so here we go. All right.
There you
Nice
go.
job.
As
Very
Ron
nice.
Dooley would say, just like that. That was insane. Seriously, that was so
All right,
cool.
now there's an easy one. You guys want a hard one?
Yes, I would like the hard
All
one.
right, I'll give you one hard one.
Okay. Oh, that was for Peacock. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. I'm sorry, Marty.
All right, so this is my favorite stroke shot.
Ooh, Pinball Shot so much. It was my favorite, Caitlin says. All right, and what's this one called here?
This is well, I don't. We call this a resistant or resistance shot. Been around for quite a while now. But basically we got 4 balls in front of the cue ball. So we've got 6 times 4, 24 ounces that we're going to stroke against. That allows me to put a tremendous amount of spin and draw on the cue ball to get it to go 1, 2, 3 rails back to make this combination here.
Okay.
Kind of funny at the Worlds this year when I shot this, 2 of these balls were airborne when they hit the rack, but they still went in the pocket. It's kind of crazy when it went. So, all right, so we're trying to play the 9 ball.
Is that a Delta 13 there?
That was a Delta 13.
Okay, I have one of those that have just been sitting around collecting dust. All right. I had to ask.
1, 2, 3. See if it goes long. Here we come.
Come on, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go,
Nice job,
guys.
Nice
Jason.
All
shot.
right. How good are you at the fouette shots?
And what?
The fouettes.
The fouette?
Just the stroke
Yeah,
itself. Just the stroke itself. Could you show us what a stroke looks like?
I can show you a fouette.
I'm gonna.
There's 2
just the
types of
stroke.
kind of whip shots. I'm going to change this camera a little bit
Okay.
and get a little bit down to the felt. Okay.
Okay.
And so we do a 2 millimeter shot. And I'm going to try and get this squared up to the camera so you can see it a little bit better. There.
We
Okay,
need
so
some
we can shoot a
sponsors,
2
people.
millimeter shot. And I'll use a lighter colored ball so you can see a little bit better. So those are 2 millimeters apart or similar to that.
Okay. So
Now,
this
it's a
a lot of
foul
people would
fouette.
think this is going to be a foul. Okay. But if you watch this in slow mo, look it up on YouTube, and you will see that it is not.
So here's a 2 millimeter, bottom left.
Okay. Can I see the back part? The back, like your hand on the cue.
Sure. Let me swing this a little bit.
Whip draw, jump draw.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
I'll just shoot
All
this
right.
in the
So
side pocket.
this is what really interests me here.
All right. And hopefully the webcam will pick it up. But basically,
Yep.
it's a very, very loose grip. Yeah, I miscued. Hold on. Were you able to catch it?
I was able to catch the wrist, yes, and that's what I wanted to see.
Basically,
Yeah.
if you look from the end,
That
You'll
can
see.
fly right out the back of your hand.
Oh yeah, you can pull this right out of my hand. This is a very loose grip until the very last swing of the cue. Then the wrist tightens.
Okay.
Same
Note
thing
to
with a good
self.
break stroke. To
Yeah.
get speed on your break stroke, you want that loose, loose, loose until the very last swing of the cue. And then you grip and tighten up.
Okay. All right. So note to self, do not stand behind one of those and do not stand in front of a break. I learned one of those two.
Gets you a better view than other than my belly.
Oh, stop. Stop it. All right. So, Blurred Vision Trick Shots. Hey, Blurred Vision. Do you guys know him? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's really, really good. If anybody has, does anybody here have a YouTube channel or a Facebook, like a page for yourself that you've made?
Yes. MichiganKid.com.
MichiganKid.com. So that's your website?
And everything's linked to that.
And everything's linked to that, so you can click on YouTube or anything from there. Okay. Do you have anything, Jimmy? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So look Jimmy up. Just type his name in, and he'll pop up through the Facebook page. Jamie, do you have one?
My website is thebayou.bullet.com. So the THE Bayou BAYOU bullet BULLET.com. That's mine.
Okay. Great. Great. Thank you. All right. Drew Sozio. I just became friends with Drew today. Hi, Drew. I don't know who else knows him. It was in the people you may know. Look at Marty Carey. Marty Carey.
Drew played with us.
JumpQ.com. Is it JumpQ.com or JumpQs? With a
Yeah, with a
and there's a
Q.
letter Q. It's just a
Yep.
letter Q, so everybody knows. My as I said, my custom Q sponsor is Tony Russell, so I have to keep giving shout outs to him. So yeah, so let's get some. Let's really build. These gentlemen they don't even have videos going back. You know, let's try and build some artistic pool. Let's build women's pool. Let's just build Q sports. How about that? There's some areas here that I feel are deficient, and I want to grow it, and I want to partake in it. I want to be part of what we do and how we get there.
Awesome.
So everybody, thank you so much. I'll be sending out some tips, and or I'll be getting some tips sent out to you, and I'll probably talk to Brian, and see what I can do, because I don't want to step on any toes. This is not, that's not what I do, and I want to make sure that I'm not doing that. So everybody, I will see you.
Thank you,
I
Gloria.
guess. You're very, very welcome. It's
so
my
much.
pleasure, truly. Thank
Pleasure.
you.
Thank you so much for everything you do, Gloria.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything
you're
you promote.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do. It was great to see you, Jamie, Jimmy,
Yeah.
Jason.
3 J's.
Yes, the 3 J's. And Brenda, just to break it up, Brenda. We'll call Break It Up Brenda.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to
Alright,
meet
guys.
you.
I just
Thank
love when they
you.
throw it right on there. All right, everybody. We'll be back with another show. And I'm actually thinking about having a Challenge the Pro show. If anybody's interested, please let me
Bring him
know.
on.
Challenge the Pro
Bring him
show.
on.
Okay, Jason's all about it. Okay, I have one person. All right, everybody. Here's my Wisconsin goodbye. Curtis is
All right.
like literally
Good night.
pulling his hair out. Everybody, have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
So long.
Bye.
Bye, guys.